Welcome to short highlights of stage 1 of the Santos Tour Down Under in its 25th edition. A particularly special parcours laid out for all 6 stages, and the opening day would certainly not be an easy one. 1 year ago it had been Sam Welsford opening his account ahead of 3 stage wins. The question on everyone's lips, could he do it again? And was the opening stage going to be too difficult to bring it back to the expected sprint finish? Basically, having ridden northeastward, they had 2 laps of 43 kilometres anti-clockwise to take in through the finish in Gumaraka. The Berry Hill climb would provide the 2 ascents to try and break things up en route, but would it be enough to upset the sprint trains? Signing on in glorious conditions in prospect on the eastern edge of Adelaide, ready for a long day of racing. And as always, the question would be, who would try and get into the day 1 breakaway and try and dominate the early Jersey competitions? There was a bit of a battle early on, and it was no great surprise to see the Australian national team involved in that battle. The flag being waved by Stuart O'Grady, the first ever winner of this race 25 editions ago, and it was Bastien Tronchon of Decathlon AG Desert who was driving hard to try and forge a breakaway. He was joined by 2 young riders, 21-year-olds from the Australian national team, Zach Marriage and Fergus Browning, and it was Fergus Browning first over the top of Kangaroo Creek, the second category climb, to take maximum points there in the King of the Mountains classification. Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe were the dominant team in setting the pace all day, and it was Filip Maciuk for, well, pretty much most of the stage doing exactly that. We came to the first intermediate hotspot sprint where bonus seconds were up for grabs, and Bastien Tronchon took the 3 seconds and the 3 blue jersey points there. Well, it wouldn't be long before Bastien Tronchon decided it was time to drop off the 2 young Australians and leave them to it. There were some fist bumps along the way, and he left Zach Marriage and Fergus Browning to get on with it up front. Well, that did leave 1 bonus second behind, and it was Jonathan Narvaez who was sprinting out ahead of the bunch in order to get the last bonus second remaining in Birdwood, showing his intention as well. He actually persisted after that too to try and see if he could get a little breakaway going. It didn't work, and with 24k to go, both the young Australians out front decided job done. Fergus Browning had done enough to take the King of the Mountains jersey, and they drifted back into the peloton. Then we were left with the sprint trains ready to form. Visma Lease Bike thinking about young Matty Brennan, who'd already performed well in the Villawood Criterium at the weekend. Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe just trying to keep things under control, and then this happened. A nasty crash right in the middle of the bunch as well, splitting things and taking down quite a few riders in the process too, including Luke Durbridge, newly crowned Australian road race champion too. What would that do to upset the sprint trains? That was the question on our minds. Meanwhile, up front, Adam Blythe and I were concentrating on the lead out because Danny Van Poppel was desperately trying to get Sam Welsford into prime position. There was a lot of looking around from the sprint leaders and the lead-out riders to check who was there, but Danny Van Poppel knew he had Sam Welsford locked on. Matt Walls was there for Groupama FDG behind him as well, and Matthew Brennan also moving up in the yellow of Visma Lease Bike. Going into the final corner, Danny Van Poppel looking like he still had a couple of gears yet to go, but Sam Welsford choosing to go very, very early. As the little rise came to the line, Sam Welsford dispatched with Danny Van Poppel, headed for the line, but he had heat all around him. Matty Walls coming up on the left-hand side, and Matthew Brennan coming very fast on the line. It was enough, though, for Sam Welsford to open his account. Last year he got 3 stage wins. This year he's already got 1 on stage 1, and it would send him into the Oka leader's jersey. Well, a delighted Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe team after all the work they'd done all day. It had paid off, but it was close. Look at this. Matt Walls looking like the best of the sprinters just behind him. But watch the speed of Matty Brennan up the inside in the yellow of Visma Lease Bike. Still coming, closing in. And there he dipped on the line. We'll watch him in the coming days when it comes to sprint finishes for sure. There is the stage confirmed for you, stage 1. Sam Welsford taking the win ahead of Matty Brennan and Matthew Walls And with Ben Swift as well, 3 British riders in the top 5, in amongst Tim Ton Teutenberg, one of the most exciting young sprinters up and coming for Lidl Trek 2. He took the stage and he took the Oka leader's jersey. The words there of David Mackenzie on stage. Well, he was delighted. Can he get more though? You have to join Adam Blythe and myself on Discovery Plus tomorrow to find out.